I had a carpet. It just got real fucked up. I'm gonna get a new one. I've been looking. I've been at the thrift store waiting, but they be like $30. I'm like, this a thrift.
You need to sweep too, nigga.
I was going to.
You need to sweep like a motherfucker. You don't give a
rocking
damn.
We rocking out with the rest. Welcome to Positively Ignorant Podcast. This is another episode. We got another guest. Y'all thought I was gonna be lonely. Nah, I'm out here. This is my boy Josh.
Yo.
I know y'all probably seen him in, what was it, the first video? No, it was the second video. I don't know what video. You seen him with the store I was talking about in Steelton. I still don't know if I really fuck with Steelton, but he's out there, so I'll fuck with Steelton a little bit still. But fucking, I want y'all to get to know him today and everything. I want y'all to get interested in the brand. Not that you have to, but you should.
Definitely should.
Because a lot of y'all ain't shit. Alright, that's fucked up.
I ain't gonna say that.
That was out the window.
I don't know why did you say that?
I just yelled out shit. It sounds good.
Man.
Sounds good on paper. But nah, like I said, this is the 4th episode, I think. I haven't kept track. I've been recording a lot of shit lately, but this is a motivational episode. I don't care how many times I mess up. I'm gonna keep messing up. This is gonna be the whole episode. It's early. This nigga wanted to do this at 10 a.m. Last one did it at 10 p.m. But yeah, tell them a little bit about you. The intro, anything. I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah, so. Hey. I'm Josh Ragler, owner of High Heads. You know what I mean? We, like you said, we in Stilton, 47 North Front Street.
You need to post that address more. I couldn't find it for shit.
Really? It's on Google.
Man,
Google
you think I was gonna go? I was on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was on Instagram. I went through every damn picture. I was like, you don't got shit on it.
But yeah, man. This is one of maybe 5 shops I've had, 4 or 5, can't remember. But yeah, that's what I do. High Heads. I also have another business also with my wife. Is Mrs. Paint Party. We do that also. Paint parties. That's also still like a block up from the other store.
They won competition.
Right. Do it. Yeah, that's me. You know, I'm a father. I'm a husband. I got 5 kids. 4 of them are boys.
Yep, he came in the minivan.
I came in the minivan. Like I told him, I got 3 vans. You know what I mean? No cars, all vans.
Yeah, he opened the trunk, soccer equipment.
But yeah, that's me. That's what I am. That's what I'm about, man. And you know, I'm big on making sure I'm balancing all the things. You know what I mean? Balancing being a father, being a man first. You know what I mean? And handling my business. You know, having multiple businesses and other things also that we do. You know what I mean? I'm big on balancing those things and being present in all of them. You know?
Yeah, and he has a book out. We're gonna be like, what was that?
Hey, I
fuck my whole head up. Hey,
I got to get my light skin. They gave me a little. I got to get light skin.
I gotta have more light skin people on the show.
You got all niggas.
But I don't know where my hair shit went. Fucking, I fucked it up trying to act like
you went dark skin. I'm a light skin.
Hey, I'm trying to be dark skin right now. Just trying to be like one of you Atlanta niggas right now.
I hear that. Shake the dress.
But alright, we're about to get into the first subject of the day. I know this was probably not the greatest intro, but it was an introduction.
Yeah.
You already know who I am. I don't gotta say it's Perry on, even though I just said I don't gotta say it. I said it.
Yo, I never knew what that was. I'm like, Perry John. What is this?
Yeah, niggas can't read.
I never knew what that was. Yo, what is Perry on?
A lot of people said Perry on is just Dom Perignon, like the bottle.
I got you.
And like one day I was making a custom hat for somebody, and they gave me a Dom Perignon like box and everything with the labels, because you know, remember the hats I used to make, like the Hennessy ones and everything. By the way, I used to have Backwood hats, and Backwood sent me a cease and desist order for making these hats. I did it in 2016. After that fucking cease and desist order, I go to Miami in 2018, 2019 by myself for a week. And I go into this one store, and they got the same style hats and everything with the actual labels. They got jackets. And then they were like, yeah, this girl's on High Times. Wow. I look up, it's a white girl. I was like, they were like, yeah, she came up with this in like a year ago. I was like, I showed them, I was like, yo, I created this whole thing.
She didn't switch it up at all?
No, same shit I did.
Wow.
It's just that it was a white girl. So if y'all listening, if y'all ever listen to this, if this blows up, hey, I want my money. Why y'all sign the white girl, not me? I was beautiful. I was heated though. No, they really got me. Them niggas sent me
wild.
a cease and desist on a bunch of platforms.
You know how they like found out or anything? Do you have any idea?
I don't care how
You
they
tagging them or anything?
Probably.
You probably set the hashtag.
It was when I first got into like, I started this whole art thing in 2012. So it was 2016 at that point. And I started the hats in 2016.
Right.
And that's when I had the idea. So I just ran with my idea, and I was actually, they were mad because I was using their actual labels and shit.
Right.
Cutting up the label. They're like, well, that's our packaging, so it's not like.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
But that's what she did too.
Right. So, alright.
She even had the fucking barcode on it.
So when did we? what year was that?
2016. What? That I created the hats?
Now that we met. When was that?
You met me in 2012 when I had my son.
2012.
Yeah. No.
Nah.
2013. It was 2013.
Nah, that was a distinct year. I met you like 2 years after that. So like 2015. Was it before or after child?
It can't because after my son was born, our job, AutoZone fucking bought the job out, and they were like, hey, don't worry, guys, don't worry. And we're like, all right, cool. A week later, they came in with like 20 managers and like, hey, we closing down in a month.
Wow.
I was there for 6 years, and then at that point, like my baby mom, no, it had to be a year later. Yeah, 2013, because I went on the child support in 2013.
It wasn't 2013. I know it wasn't 20, because I wasn't working no job.
By the way, I'm not on child support anymore. My baby mom's my best friends. And it wasn't for anything I did. I've always raised my kids. Everybody know I raised my kids.
Nigga on child support.
My baby moms didn't like each other at a point. Y'all know how that goes.
Yeah. No, I know how that goes.
When you got multiple baby moms, it's a little bit better, but it's not. You gotta go through multiple battles. Stuff like that.
I don't know what you talk about.
It's a lot.
Not. I got three.
Right.
Homie,
Y'all
I got
getting,
3.
You go into one war. It's only hard when you're trying to move around, but like, if they all hate you, oh my god, the child support is just.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Just
that's different. I think I had fairly good relationships, but still, it's like that's too much trying to deal with 3 different personalities, 3 different women. Yeah, I'd rather one.
I was raised in a house with 3 women, so a third one to join this crusade. My girl gonna kill me. Hey, kill me cool way though. Like, let me die in a dope ass way. If you gonna kill me, like, eject those seats, cuz that'd be hot. Like,
I was just saying that
the most dark skinned moment I
had.
had.
My wife and I said that to her. Eject those seats, though, cuz.
Alright, this week on Mostly Motivational. Yes, I know you're used to this section being the love story, but as I told my boy, I think it was kind of wild to be starting with these love stories, and I'm saying crazy stuff like how I learned I can't even talk today, man.
Yeah.
That blunt.
That's it. It's like weed in like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, darn, it was a Black and Mild.
Yeah.
So,
strong.
If anybody asks, it was a strong Black and Mild. It was dipped in Hennessy. Them niggas be with their wet.
Oh, yeah.
Dip it in the Hennessy first. But yeah, for Mostly Motivational, we're going to start with this now because I can't keep saying crazy stuff to y'all. I'm going to, but I can't start off with it. But I want you to get to know the people before we get into our story, so you don't just hear a crazy story about the person and then you're already judging them. Yeah. Judge them after. That's what I do. But as we said in the beginning, he has had a few brands. He hasn't just had one brand. That's what it takes. You're going to go through a few brands, by the way. So a lot of y'all that think that you're going to be a one-hitter and be out of the park, no. So listen to this episode. If you want to start a clothing brand, you want to be an artist, you want to do anything, it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into it. And that's why I have him here today to talk about some of the stuff he had to go, the trials and tribulations. You know what they say?
That's it.
But alright, get into your brand a little bit. Like, how did this all start? Like, where did you start with this? Like, what was the first brand?
Alright, the first shop was Distinct CS, and that was in the Harrisburg Mall almost 10 years ago. And
a lot of y'all just remember it for the blue-eyed girl.
Right.
Nigga get mad at her.
Nah, yo, Cap, she dope. Cap, she's a cool individual doing her thing right now. But let me see. So 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, the store opened up. The way the store started was let me think. So I I was working at Amazon, and I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it.
The warehouse shit is different.
Yeah, man, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, 10 years of warehousing behind me.
Right, man. So
and
after
every new one, you go right back to the
I
bottom.
got like 13, 14 on me, man. Well, not consistently.
It'll drive you crazy because fucking, you make it to manager at one, you leave there and you're back to a fucking picker at the next one. You're just like,
yeah, bro.
Where is my life going?
It's not the one, man. But I'm working at Amazon, and you know, I just pretty much couldn't take it for no more. You know what I mean? It wasn't what I was, and I didn't know. There was no examples. I didn't have nobody telling me like, yo, you can do this, or yo, you can do that, or anything like that. So I'm just trying to feel my way through, and I started actually working in the barbershop. That was my first.
What are you doing? Cutting hair?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I used to work in the barbershop.
How could you see the top of these niggas' heads?
I can see
close.
Like I can't see far. Anyway,
nigga had a step stool.
Step stool your mama too.
Hey. She's short too.
Hey. So so I started working in the barbershop. And while being in the barbershop, I realized that this is just like having a job. It's the same thing, you know what I mean?
It is having a job.
It is. You know, in my head though, I'm like, I'm gonna be able to come and go when I want. I can do what I want. And it doesn't work that way when you in there. Like, it wasn't like that. So at least not starting out. You know, that's not how it was for me. So I was in there for a couple months or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I started reading. More.
Why is there a fly in here?
That fly been here since I walked in.
Yeah.
But
it's the same one that got pens.
Yeah. But I started reading more. I started watching more like motivational stuff and learning over YouTube and the videos, all that good stuff, man. And I just started sitting down thinking about. I'm like, what is Harrisburg missing? And there was no more Styles West. There was no more. Sneaker really always been like whack with clothes. Hasn't really been nothing crazy.
Shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It wasn't really nothing. So I'm like, alright. Always when I was younger, I was big on clothes, you know what I mean? Sneakers, clothes, all that type of stuff. And I actually had a plan when I was like 15, 16 to open up a store. But, life getting away, kids getting away, all that disappeared.
How old were you when you had your first kid?
It was 3 days after I graduated, 18.
Wear condoms.
Yeah.
I had mine at 19.
19.
So, I had 1 year of freedom and then I was out here reckless.
Bruh. My son was the thing that really shifted. Cause I was a nut nigga, yo. But I ain't about to go into that right now. But
the fun days.
Right. Nutty fun days.
I can't joke about it. His girl killer.
Yeah, nah, we can joke about that. I just can't talk about no girl specifically or that. Like I can't do none of that. But
that's a warning for y'all waiting for the love story.
Right.
Got another one. Another one that can't talk about it.
But so I'm in the barbershop, I'm learning. The first time I'm really self-educating and all that. You know what I mean? At the same time, I had just stopped going to hack. I was going for like social sciences. So I was taking this sociology class and I was learning about the mind and how people work and all that other stuff. So my mind.
You a psychologist?
Yeah, I was going to be a therapist. I wanted to.
And you just realized everybody's stupid. You can't fix these people.
You can't fix nobody.
You can only fix your damn self.
That's it. You can't fix
nobody. A lot of y'all don't want to put work in to do a damn thing, so you ain't gonna fix yourself.
Bruh, ain't that the truth? You gonna make me go in on a whole nother subject.
I'll go in. I'll add a whole nother section to this. Might
have to, dude, because that's a real thing, man.
I don't play around. I got the magic hate ball still.
So long story short, decided to start working towards getting a store, and I went to my best friend, matter of fact, and I was talking to him, and I'm like, I'm saying I did. He wasn't feeling it, and I was like, cool, I don't get emotional about stuff like that. So I was like, hey, cool. So I'm at the job and I'm talking to somebody else, and who ended up being my partner. He was like, man, look, listen, he ain't down. I'm trying to be down. You know what I mean? Ended up being my partner. Long story short, we opened it. I didn't know a dang thing about business. I didn't know nothing about finances. I ain't know nothing about that. I know I had good credits and I can get this money.
Problem is the taxes.
Taxes. All I understood was, alright, I got the money. I can get the money, and this is what I wanted to do. That's all I understood. I didn't know I was gonna be able to get in the mall. I didn't know none of that. So I'm at the time like 20, 21, I can't remember. And so we getting them all. Took about 6 months of like dedicated time. Sleeping 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, going into the job afterwards. You know what I mean? Like just working, and then working. And eventually we got there. We got to the point where we got it. Things was going extremely well. First month, brought in like 10 grand first month. At 21, I'm like, bro.
Lose your damn mind. You ain't never seen numbers.
Blew through all that money. Listen, dude. Blew through everything.
And was it even towards the business?
It wasn't. It was not nowhere near towards the business. It was. Look, going out spending $1,000 in the club, like just dumb, just stupid stuff. You know, buying outfits and paying for all my friends to get the VIP.
It's everything for attention.
Everything for attention, dude. It's pure dumb ignorance, yo.
I need y'all to pay attention to that.
Pay attention.
I know y'all don't like to pay attention, but that is a huge lesson for a lot of y'all. Y'all want to get attention from all these women and stuff and do little. I'm not saying you out there trying to get women at the time, but that was a goal for a lot.
I ain't gonna front you. I was though.
Yeah.
This is what it was. My makeup wasn't to be like that, but if you sit in the atmosphere long enough, you become it. I became it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I definitely was
start feeling invincible.
Yo.
All these.
Listen, man. I got my girl at home. I got my son at home, and I'm like, hey, I'm about to go out and I'm going out to do marketing. But you know what it is. You know, you can't go out for marketing on Wednesday night. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, trust me, I almost lost my mind. Like, I got to the point where, like, the girl I'm with now, she's dealt with me since 10th grade. We got together in 2000, probably 13 or 14. So that's when we actually made it real. She lived out of state and everything, but like that's when I really had my business start moving and everything, and then got to the point where I got girls like now noticing me because of my business and shit, and like girls that didn't want to talk to me before suddenly want to talk to me, and once you start doing something and you start making money, suddenly everybody wants to pay you attention. Like, oh, bro, you should have brought me in on this. Nigga, I asked you.
Absolutely. That is it, man.
A lot of shit come with. That's why I say more money, more problems. It's not even the money that brings the problems. It's the attention that brings the problems.
Right. Because can you sit like when that attention comes? Is also this where you gotta question who you are as a man. It's like you gonna fall into it, or you gonna stay your ground. You gonna stick to your ground. You know what I mean? And be who you are. That was my problem. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, it was my first experience of like, all right, I'm working on myself, and then it's like, all right, now you're put in this situation. Are you who you say you are? Yeah. And no, I wasn't.
And you're fresh out of school.
Oh my
with
God.
Some money.
Bruh. That's a whole nother beast right there, boy. That's
high school was partying on weekends. You get out and you go to college and it's partying all week and weekends, and then it's just like you're still young at that point, like. You don't know how to be a family man. You're trying to be a family man.
But you don't even know what that look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we're going to get deeper in that in the next time.
Right. Oh, that'd be dope. But yeah, so the shop, all that's going on. You earn some change later. Business fails completely because we didn't handle finances correctly. And we didn't understand that business goes in cycles. It has ups, it has downs, it has ups. We didn't know what to do when it went down.
Did it put you in debt at all?
Absolutely. I mean, killed my credit. My credit was amazing. At 20 years old, my credit was like 720, you know what I mean? So
shit went to 420.
It went down to like 520. Dead serious. Like that motherfucking went down. And that's the truth.
You couldn't even rent a couch.
I couldn't do nothing. I paid cash for everything.
Not trust you.
Nigga, everything, yo. But once again, that was a young, dumb mistake that I understood. That's like, all right, you learn from it. You don't do it again. Is that Shanti?
No, I shot that.
That shot. Oh, okay. That is
best
shot.
type of love.
Yeah. I'm still with it. But so that happened.
Shanti.
You should, man. You should, man.
You see her recently?
Yeah, but
I ain't getting you in trouble.
I ain't talking about it. I'm gonna say that right now. I ain't even going to.
See, I'm in the clear. I sent my girl a screenshot of a Shanti. That's me. Nope. I said, hey, babe. This girl don't age.
Nope. I ain't even want that.
She knew what I was saying, really, but I just say she don't age.
Yo, you a nut, yo. Right, so with that store, also the thing with that store too, this is before I actually started any brand. Like I was selling other brands, like the Pink Dolphin. Back then it was like Define. I don't know if you remember that brand.
Yeah.
Define.
You sold me some out the trunk.
I did. That was all from the shop.
Yeah, I was like, I got a beach trip.
Right. Dang, I do remember that. The store.
Because after that first store, he started working at a warehouse called CJ Pony Parts. It was all Mustang parts, and it was a late night shift. Like, that's where I met him.
Right.
It was my first and only ever late night shift. I thought I could do it because I'd be up all night doing my art hustle. No, it was
It's different, boy.
This place, when you're picking parts, you weren't picking parts normal. You're pushing a basket, walking like a grandpa. 3 steps because you're getting to the next location. You got climb ladders up. It was torture.
Yeah.
More stuff happened in that job that made it harder, but I don't like talking about that dark shit. Like, he knows. We all talked. I talked to him about it briefly in the episode, but he was there. He spoke to the kid too.
Right.
A lot of stuff happened. It was a hard job to work, but that's where we met, and we started talking more about like grinds and how to start different businesses, and that's all it ever was like business talk. And it's just like we were there 9 to 7, or was it 8?
I don't even remember. I think it was like 9 to 7.
I think it was 7 to 7.
Was it? Nah.
It was some shitty ass. It was a shitty shift, and there was only 6 of us in there. So
yeah, I don't even remember. I don't remember nothing about that. That was so long ago. Man.
I remember it was fucking depressing in there.
It was depressing. Look, remember the nap times? We used to sleep. Oh,
everybody take shifts, go to the bathroom, pass out the stuff.
Oh man, I swear it was like every half hour. I'm going night, yo.
Went back to sleep, took a nap. You ever go night, nigga? You ever go night, nigga?
But them was the best days, man.
That's what we're trying to get at. Like, not every hustle is gonna just take off. As he said, he made $10,000 within the first month of his business.
Yeah.
Blew it all, lost the business.
How much did you make at that job?
We made, I think, $12.50.
Like $12. So I went from making $10,000 a month to making $12.50 an hour, dude. Like,
yeah.
It happens. Like that's.
It's what you gotta do. Like, a lot of y'all can't have too much pride. Like, no, I'm gonna go again. Like, sometimes you gotta sit back, reset, and reevaluate how you're gonna hustle and actually do it. Don't make it a hustle, make it a business.
Right.
I hate saying hustle because it's never a hustle when you're playing with your own money.
Absolutely.
It's more of a gamble.
Yeah.
A gamble, it's like playing a scratch off. I'd never win scratch offs.
Right.
So it's like when you hit that $5,
absolutely.
Look like 10,000.
Right. Yeah, you know what changed everything for me too was like, okay, instead of I went into the first business not knowing anything at all except I'm just gonna hop into it and do it.
Failures build you.
Right. 3 years later, I hopped into it. And I went off of what I had already learned from the last one, right? But it still only got to a step or two forward. I still didn't understand. I never took the time to really sit down like, okay, how does this truly operate? What do I have to do? What do the big brands do? What do the big companies do? You know what I mean? I never took the time to do that, honestly, up until recent years. But back then, you know what I mean? I still was jumping in and out like, oh, I know now.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, I know now. Boom. And it's like, bro, now you still.
But it's also a great thing to happen, too. Because when you think you know everything in the beginning and realize you don't know shit, it really humbles you. It makes you realize, I don't know a fucking thing.
Yeah.
I've been in this 5 years and don't know a damn thing.
Yeah.
That's why do your research. Like, you always got to research. When I tell you I just started this podcast, I researched first, too. Like, I didn't just, like, I knew how to edit and all that, but you got to know what you're doing. And as I said, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Everything's a learning, but you're always learning.
Right.
Like, for a business, the process is pretty much like how ants get up to something. Like, if there's water, you're going to keep stepping on, the ants are going to keep stepping on the other dead bodies of the other ants to get to the top.
Right.
And those dead bodies, just think of them as your failed attempts.
Right.
You walk on them failed attempts to get higher up because they taught you all the lessons like, all right, if I move that way, I'm going to die like I did there. Let me step on top of, let me do a better, like, you got to have a mentality of you're never a failure. Because there's no such thing as failing unless you really quit.
Yeah.
If you quit, you failed because you completely stopped. I can literally learn one tiny ass thing, and that's still a lesson I didn't know the day before. So that you're always excelling. You're only excelling if you're actually like trying.
Yeah, man. It's something I teach my kids on a day-to-day basis. Is like understand that you never learn nothing in good moments. Nobody learns in good moments. You learn in the horrible moments, the worst moments ever. So when those bad moments happen, use them. That's your moment. Like, don't sit down and be like, oh my God, I can't pay my bill. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Oh my God, he left me. Take your time and like figure out what went wrong, adjust to it, learn from it, excel in it. You know what I mean? All the wise people say fail fast. Keep failing, fail fast. Get it out the way. Don't sit here and just keep waiting and all this stuff. All right, get out there.
That means taking chances.
Take them chances.
Like, people will be like, I don't know if I should. No, you should.
Just do it.
Unless it's something real stupid.
Right.
Don't do that. But like, take chances. Like I said with these paintings, I don't know what it's gonna be at the end. I just I buy these. This is $100 canvas alone without the paint on it.
Yeah.
When I had to buy it, you want to fuck around with $100? It's just you just gotta take chances. Try anything. Yeah. Just if you fuck up, you fuck up. Yeah. It's part of it.
Yeah, I'd rather try than not. You know what I mean? You wasting time and you just doing stuff and not attempting anything worth anything. You know what I mean?
You can't listen to other people. My favorite way to explain it is with people, when you say you want to do real estate, everybody be like, don't do that, you're gonna go broke and blah, blah, blah. And it's just okay, but there's these 100,000 people over here making 100,000 a year,
100 million a year. Shit.
And you're saying don't do it because out of your insecurities of what you can't do.
Exactly.
You don't know what I'm capable of.
Absolutely.
And people, they don't let people judge your capabilities. Only you know what you're able to do. Only you knows never let somebody tell you what your next move should be.
Right.
If they say go right, go left every time.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Wait a minute.
Not every time. Because we in the car and there's a bridge.
Hey, nigga, go left.
Niggas don't know.
Oh, God. Just because you said go right, I'm going to go left and we dying together.
Man.
I get what you're saying.
Fuck it. We all going out.
Oh, we ride together, we die together. Nah, nigga, you gonna die alone. I'm jumping out. I ain't with that.
We haven't really got to all the brands he started, but I like where we're going with it. It's pretty much just telling y'all, keep going. Yeah. Keep fucking going. The first video I had on here, it had less videos than the second video. The second video had more videos. It has more. The second one has more views than the third one I just put out.
Really?
You never know what people are gonna track to. Right. A lot of people be like, that's corny, that's corny, that's corny. You go to a whole nother state and they see what you're doing. They're like, this is the hottest shit ever. The people that called it corny are gonna come back later. Look.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was a supporter since day one.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the biggest thing probably people are starting out is focus on branding, focus on marketing.
Don't focus on the fans, don't focus on all of that shit.
Nah, branding and marketing. Does your brand have an identity? Do you know how to show the identity? Do you know how to get the identity out to the people? Do you understand how to get exposure? Or do you understand
who's your target audience?
Exactly. Do you understand that? You know what I mean? I think those are big things that people don't even attempt to. They just make a t-shirt or make a sweatsuit and it's oh, buy my sweatsuit. It's bruh, for what?
With that being said too, if you're doing a clothing brand or anything like that, don't make one logo and think that's gonna be the logo. Yeah. It's just a logo. When anything I created, I do at least 20 thumbnails. And I'm taking 5 of those thumbnails at the end. There's gonna be one that I love for the main, but you constantly have to keep changing. You gotta keep creating. Yeah. A lot of y'all get lazy and think you have one thing cool and it's blowing up now. In a month, it's not going to be that cool. They're so used to it. It's just the same logo on a pink shirt, a black shirt, a yellow shirt. No, have different designs. Have something to show people that you're serious about what you do. Yeah. But we're going to get into the next segment. I know we were all over the place, but it's just for y'all to understand. Business ain't what y'all think it is.
And business ain't emotional. Business
you can't have emotions. You don't have friends in business.
Nope.
You have business partners. Yeah. And you can be cool with them. And you might hang out and shit, but that's not your friend at the end of the day if you have money and something together, because when shit starts fucking up, you're going to have a talk with your friend that you might not want to have a talk with.
Business is business, personal is personal.
You got to separate it from family, everything like that. Alright, we back with it. This is another episode of Not Another Funny Love Story.
That's dramatic. That was good. That's good dramatic.
I could be like Drake. Get shot in the grassy and shit. But we're gonna do it differently again because we got another scared one on here. I'm gonna make a list called the scared ones.
Man, I'm mad.
He's scared to get beat up. He's scared to get beat up by his wife.
I sure am.
I'm gonna take them blows.
Yeah. I ain't taking no blows. I'm good.
Please don't kill me.
I need my dinner cooked. You be cooking. See,
well, I want to do it differently because, I do be cooking, nigga. I be chefing. Fuck it up. That's the only way you can change a girl's emotion.
Right.
She's like, I hate you. I'm making salmon. Ooh. You want your simmer down in there.
Yeah.
You gonna make this zucchini with it?
Asparagus too? Yeah, okay.
It just changed up everything. Niggas, learn how to cook. If y'all want to hold a woman, learn how to cook. Women, you want to hold a man, learn how to cook. Because none of y'all know how to cook and y'all just eat Salisbury steak all week. You can't do that. Your kids hate you.
Yo, I forgot about Salisbury steak.
I make it once a week.
I haven't had Salisbury. I don't eat meat.
Salisbury steak and pizza are my days off. Like,
I ain't had Salisbury steak since I was like 8.
Buy 2 packs of it at Walmart real quick. And make mashed potatoes and corn real quick, and they'll be like.
That's how I used to always have to. Hey, I guess you do got some nigga in you, man. Okay.
I still drink Kool-Aid at the age of 30.
Yeah. You're gonna die.
But, yeah. I bleed blue. The blue Kool-Aid turns out blue lemon.
Oh shoot.
We're doing it differently again. Like I said, scared. So, but he has a book out right now that is perfect for this subject because it tells you how to balance having a business and having a relationship at the same time because it's hard.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for years. Even though I took a 5-year break, I've still been balancing with having kids and having to do that too. But I'm in a relationship now, and the girl that I'm with now was with me in the beginning of my whole hustle. So she's seen my failures, she's seen me struggling, she's seen me snapping out at everybody because I'm not sleeping, because the grind don't stop. When you're hustling, there's no real bedtime.
Right.
I go to sleep when the job's done, and I wake up stressing about if the job's done well enough the next day.
You gotta read the book. You gotta read the book. I'm telling you.
You got an ebook?
You gotta read the book.
I'm gonna sit there with headphones on.
Nah, you gotta read it.
I gotta read
It's
this.
read. You gotta read it. And it's short. It's not like a long joint.
I
It's
better
like,
have my name tag somewhere.
read it, man. I'm telling you. What you talking about right now, it will change that entire thing. I'm telling you, read the book.
I wanna hate people. There's days I don't like my own woman.
I'll tell you, you're gonna have time for your woman. You're gonna have time for your woman, your kids, your family, your friends.
Yeah, well, it took forever to balance it all out. Now that I finally because you gotta learn that to separate it completely. Right. Like, you gotta learn that you have to sleep. You have to make shifts out of it.
Absolutely.
Even if you're working, you could be working while you're with your family, but don't actually be working.
Yeah.
Like, setting up your schedule real quick while the kids are at the park. That's cool.
Right.
But those parents that be on the phone, talking on the phone the whole time, wait,
Right.
to their kids and shit,
Right.
it can't be like
what
that.
Are you doing? Yeah, that's not parenting.
Because you don't get time back.
Right. Kids remember that. The kids remember that. They remember the fact that
Definitely.
all them, then you just gonna sit on the phone, you ain't going, you know what I mean? They remember that. But I ain't gonna keep reading.
Because I had a conversation with my girl the other day. I said a lot of these parents nowadays just create the people they don't like in this world. And they don't even realize, and it's a sad thing because I don't talk down on I grew up with a single mom. I respect single moms, but a lot of single moms will turn their son into the guy that they hate.
Right.
And it's just I'm not gonna say sometimes, it's never intentional, I know, but a lot of the shit they do, you've seen that meme where it's a mom telling the kid, a little boy, stop crying. Boys don't cry and all that.
Right.
And then later on, the guy got a wife, and she's like, why don't you show emotion? You don't ever cry, you don't.
Right.
And it's you're raised to everybody tells you be the strong man and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just I grew up with a mom that tells me, if you feel pain, talk about your pain.
Right.
Let it go. And a lot of people, in business, you go through so much stress, pain, and failures that you don't let it go.
Right.
So you need to learn how to separate the pain of business from family. Anything that's with your business, you got to learn how to separate that because it'll tear your whole family apart. And I've tore my family apart with business.
Absolutely.
That's why I said I was single 5 years, because I couldn't juggle the business. I couldn't. I had to learn over time, and it was just fucking failure after failure.
Right.
Coming home fuck this, fuck that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I know your girl will always be there trying to support you no matter what when you're going through it, but it's you don't hear it.
Nah.
Because you're you don't know what I'm going through.
Absolutely.
It's she's trying to understand.
Absolutely.
And that's a big part.
Man, you know the big thing is for that, man, that helped me out is the fact of you have to take control of your emotion. Your emotion is not who you are. Your emotion will lead you out into the river. You know what I mean? Emotions don't have no picks. But the biggest thing I tell my sons is bro, it's okay to feel, but it's not okay to act. You can feel whatever you want to feel.
Yeah.
Can't nobody tell you what to feel.
Never react out of emotions.
But when you're reacting, all right, bro, you're doing something wrong. That is what you gotta take control over. I'm not gonna sit here and keep on doing stuff. I'm not gonna be reactive and not. You're going nowhere while being reactive. You know what I mean? You hurt yourself and hurt people at the same time. It's like, bro, come on, you gotta manage that. You can't sit around doing that. But that was a big step in me being able to make my household more healthy. Because if we're not all in here being emotional, being reactive, because it's already a woman in the house, she's going to be emotional. She's going to be reactive, right? It can't be two emotional and reactive adults in a house. It's impossible if you want a healthy household. You know what I mean? But I'm
That's for y'all that be telling your girl and shit, she be nagging and all that. They don't be nagging. You just be slacking.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not afraid to say, like, I be slacking. We all slack.
Yeah.
Like, there's days you're like, I don't want to take out the fucking trash.
Right.
You're like, I'll do it in like 20 minutes. You fall asleep, the trash is left.
Yeah.
Now you got a whole week of trash left at the house. And there'll be an argument, and you're going to be like, well, I fell asleep. You just apologize and be like, yo, I did fuck up next time. And you just do it different next time. Like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of pride nowadays that people have.
Men and women. It's men and women too, man.
Yeah. The men, women, they all have the same pride, the same attitude nowadays. It's like, there's nobody in the house trying to be like, hold it together.
Right. That's it.
They'll argue in the house in front of kids instead of one saying, hey, we shouldn't do this now. We shouldn't do this in front of the kids. Instead, y'all nowadays will just blow up.
Yeah.
And the kids see all that. And then, like, you be seeing them kids in the future, like, doing the same thing to women and everything.
Absolutely.
Like, screaming at their girlfriend. Like, I can't stand a nigga that ever lay a hand on a woman. Like, that shit.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's like, a lot of, like, people nowadays think it's all right.
Yeah.
And, like, there's women that think it's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I got an argument on Instagram, as corny it is, because, like, I forget what happened. Some celebrity, some girl started beating on him. No, it wasn't even that. It was that video where Trey Songz, he had a drink, and some girl in the club poured her drink in his drink. Some random girl, and he noticed it. There's women on there like, he should have punched her in the face right there. I was like, now, didn't Trey Songz get in some shit with women before?
Right.
And y'all tried to cancel him completely.
Right.
Same thing happened with Chris Brown, where they're saying he had scratches over his face and everything. Like, you could tell there was physically an altercation, or Quavo, they seen the altercation, and there's no way to justify it ever.
No.
And that's controlling your emotions. Like,
That's it.
a lot of these niggas can't hold their emotions, and it's like, that's why they're downtown trying to act like the hardest nigga out and fight everybody, because I can't look pussy in front of my friends.
Absolutely.
I don't care how I look in front of my friends.
Yeah.
My friends know I'm gonna be an asshole no matter where I go, but I'm gonna be respectable.
Right.
A respectable asshole.
Be true to who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, nigga, if that's how you are, that's how you are. Be it. Be it to the best of your ability.
Because they say I'm an asshole just for cracking jokes everywhere I go. People where I go love it, but my friends are just tired of it because they deal with it all day.
Right. You are a dickhead, though. You definitely are.
I'll joke about anything.
Right.
I'll come back later and apologize, but in the moment, we laugh.
Right. Definitely, man. That's your question?
What?
What's the biggest thing your girl complain to you about? Oh yeah, I'm asking in front of everybody.
It's what I just talked about.
Yeah.
It's mainly how I joke about everything. It's that, and
I got you. She's more serious?
Yeah, she's a lot more serious. Like, she makes me be serious at times, and it's like, she's pretty much like my calm side. Like, if I'm snapping out on something, I'll call her real quick, like, these niggas got me fucked up.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I bet they do got me fucked up. But hey, this ain't the time for it. And I'll be like,
yeah,
you right.
Hell yeah.
You right.
Yeah.
She'll be like, we'll talk about it later. Just vent.
Yeah. I think that's the best relationships too. You need that balance. It can't be two of the same people in a relationship, yo. It just not. It doesn't work out. Me and my wife, complete opposite.
That's why I say opposites attract.
Yeah.
All right, this episode on the sit down, we're gonna talk about a good subject, a subject that nobody can really stand, and we can't stand it because it's some dumb shit, and it's called dumb questions. Y'all ask a lot of them. I know they say there's no such thing as a dumb question. I just said that to him, then I laughed at myself because I know I lied. But we're real tired of it. I don't know what to say right now. I'm just gonna pass it off to him because this is the topic he wanted to choose. And
hey, yeah, my thing is like,
what do you see as a dumb question?
It's two versions of it. One is when somebody asks a question that we both know the answer to. Like, let me think about it.
You going upstairs?
Right,
as
something
I'm
like
walking
that.
upstairs.
As I'm walking upstairs. You know what I mean? Like just questions where it's like we both clearly know the answer to the question.
Yeah, it's alright. My mom likes to ask if I'm going somewhere when I'm getting in my car.
When you're getting in the car, nah, I'm just looking at the steering wheel. Nah. Steering wheel sexy. I don't know, but that and then like say I'm in the shop and they're like, yo, how much are these shirts? Like they can't just look.
Like this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't do that in H&M. You don't do that in no other store. Why come in here and ask me how much these shirts? Like,
The
bro,
dumbest question is probably, can I get a discount?
can I get a mother freaking yo?
My favorite answer is the one that girls usually give me. Like if I know them, they'll be like, "It's me."
Right.
Who are you?
What does that
I
mean?
don't give a damn if I know you.
Nah, you would look at that tag. Look at that tag. That's the purse right there.
Literally, I tell my sister prices for paintings. Like, if you respect somebody and you respect what they do, you gonna just pay.
Yeah, I couldn't dare ask somebody. I don't even feel right as a man saying, "Hey, bro, can I get a discount?"
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable saying that, yo. Like,
Unless you fucked up my meal at a restaurant.
right.
I'm gonna be like,
That's a whole nother thing.
Can we fix this somehow?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like the other day, my girl brought her dog to the Petco down here,
Mhm.
and she was like, "I wanted to have a lamb cut." There's a fucking cricket in here, blowing my mind.
He's going
right now.
off, yo.
There was two of them fucking in here somewhere the other day, because I just heard them go. It sounded like Trophy started playing. I was like,
Oh,
but yeah, my girl brought her dog to fucking Petco. She was like, I want a lamb cut on it. It's a Bichon, so it's one of them little white dogs.
okay.
And she was like, I go there. This is a good place. They usually cut it right. So when she picks up the dog fucking, it looks like a fox now. Like all the hair is cut.
Oh,
And she calls me, they fucked up the whole haircut. I was like, did you tell him? No.
oh,
I said, if you don't
go-
turn that car around and go
Yeah.
call them or something, I said, they will fix it.
Right.
I said, they just fucked up your dog's haircut. And the dog's haircut is like a good 3 months. A good
Yeah.
3-4 months. So it's like, and it's good now, like, to cut it all off anyway, because we're going into through the seasons.
Right.
So the better coat comes through. I don't know. I don't really know shit about dogs. But like, I had to convince her to just turn your ass around.
Right. Right.
And go fix it.
Yeah.
There's no dumb question. So she called them like, is there any way we can fix this? That's not a dumb question right there.
Nah.
Like,
It needs to get fixed.
yeah.
Yo.
Like shit like that was never a dumb question. Like
Yes, but don't tell your kids no questions are dumb questions. There are dumb questions. Look, forget that.
my kids know that.
Man, I'll be looking my son right in his face, bro. Don't ask me no dumb questions.
My son's in the what if stage right now.
Yeah.
So when I tell him like, hey, that can't happen. Yeah, but what if? I'm like, it's not possible. But what if? And I'm like, I'm glad you have imagination.
Right. But no.
This needs to end.
Yeah.
It'd always be some dumb shit. What if that dog jumped the fence and bit your head?
Yep.
I'm like,
That's
why are you thinking of this?
That's a perfect example. That's a very good example. Cause I'd be like, well, then the dog bit my head. Like, why are you asking if you know what's about to
The
happen?
question is, are you gonna go get me some help?
Right, that's the question. Are you gonna go to the hospital afterwards? Are you gonna help me? Like, are you gonna die? You said, are you gonna die dead or something? Like, that's different. But it's like, what? Man,
That's still a dumb question. I don't know if I'm gonna die. No one knows if they're gonna die.
Nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing, man. So yeah.
Bruh, I sleep with 2 fans in the winter.
Whoa.
And I don't use the blanket most of the time. I kick it off. I'm like, what the fuck?
Is it a reason or that's just how you are?
This is how I am. I'm just very warm blooded. It's weird. Like, my girl puts her feet on me every night. It pisses me off. I swear to God. Put some fucking socks on.
Too cold.
Get out of my zone. Like, my girl loves to lay on me, but I can't stand sleeping on my back. I have to sleep on my stomach. So I'll give her a good 20 minutes, and I'm like...
Right. Nigga, I'm on the same thing. I don't like people touching me while I'm sleeping. Don't touch me. Don't.
Oh my God. The other day, we were sleeping. I had my arm up like this, and I passed out in the middle of a show. And, like, she twitched, and her fingers went like this. I said, ah! I thought there was a fucking spider on my chest. She didn't even know till the next morning. I was like... Boy, oh boy, you scared the shit out of me. Like, I thought I was gonna die. Nigga, it was just the quickest twitch of, and I just fucking lost all my shit. The dog was next to me. My daughter was right here. Everybody got pushed. I said,
hey, you almost got beat up last night, babe. You almost got beat down.
I tell her all the time. You asking for it. She likes to hide real quick and jump out and scare me.
Oh, man.
And I'll play it off of, ah!
Yeah,
even when I am scared, ah!
Yeah.
Trying to play it off real quick like I wasn't really scared.
Absolutely. Heart pumping like a motherfucker.
You feel better now? But yeah, this is the wrap up. I know we went on. This is probably going to be another long episode, but there's a lot of gems in here for y'all. A lot of shit that y'all had to hear. Because I know everybody nowadays wants to be an entrepreneur. And not everybody can be an entrepreneur. You can, but you can't. Because everybody needs employees also. But at least be an employee that has a hustle mindset. So you can still be an entrepreneur. I know I jumped back and forth like 6 times on that.
Yeah, you getting there though.
Because it's like, a lot of people want to be the boss nowadays. And I don't understand that speech of too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Right.
But it's just like, nah. I'd rather have my employees be chiefs too.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to be able to leave my business and be like, yo, Jeff got it. Me and Jeff both out. He got a trip. I got to go on a business trip. I got to be like, yo, Sam got it. Debbie got it. You want to have everybody at the level of your mindset. That's why, like, anything I do, like, when I had a crew with a podcast, trying to do a podcast and everything, I would told everybody in there, hey, everybody needs to learn. I said, I don't want just me knowing how to do everything. I want everybody to know how to do everything.
Yeah.
That way, if somebody's sick that week, somebody can't show up, anything happens, you can be like, hey, I'm taking it over. I'm gonna do this right now for them. I'm gonna do all the editing. I'm gonna make some logos real quick. The weakest person in your crew. Like, what do they say? I can't even think of it.
It says your chain is as strong as the weakest link.
Yeah. See? He got the wisdom.
Man.
I just be talking. But it's true though, because fuck, you ain't gonna get too far. You just keep letting people struggle.
Right.
Like that, you don't really respect your people if you just let them struggle.
Definitely, man.
Because I want everybody around me to do good. I want them to do better. I want to see y'all succeed. Even people I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see you do good still.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what's crazy? That I told you, right? Y'all seen the episode where I was talking about me getting my ass beat, right? And I'm only doing this on here because I said it on here, so I'm going to say it on here too. Like, the guy was mad respectable. The guy who beat my ass as a kid hit me up and apologized after seeing the episode. I never expected him to see the episode or anything like that.
Right.
But, like, that takes that's real maturity. Like, when you really grow up and, like, you know you did something years ago and to be able to look at somebody and be like, bruh, that was stupid of me.
Right.
So, bruh, I really respect that. Like, I know I kept saying this cool laugh out loud, but no, I really did respect it and everything. I just don't know how to react sometimes to that shit.
Right, yeah. Got that awkward thing. Hey, I'm trying to say, hey, I like it, but
I respect shit like that. Like,
yeah.
to actually hear an apology is something that happened when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah, that's different, because I wouldn't apologize. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we grown. I hope you understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I like these podcasts, though, because you get to take control of the whole, any story. Like, I tell everything about my life. I don't care if I'm telling a story about me lasting 2 minutes with a girl. Right. Plenty of them times.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Like, I'll tell them stories because people like having that power in their hands. Like, oh, you're a lame. Oh, that nigga only lasts 2 minutes. Oh, that nigga only this is this. Once you can laugh about it yourself and laugh at everybody else and not be in your heart about it, you take control of the whole situation. It's all about your mentality, and that's with everything. Like,
that is.
The way you perceive things is the way it's gonna stay with you.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day, man. Me and my partner, we was talking about the fact that, like, you can't really be a man if somebody can hold something. If somebody just say something to you, and it's just like, dang, they just messed up your whole thing. Like, somebody come and be like, oh, man, I remember you was the bull that was 2 minutes with Shayla. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shoot. It's like, yeah, nigga, I was.
Trying to make excuses like who. It's just like,
exactly. Nah, that's who I am. Now the power's gone. Now you can't do anything. Yeah. But you can't live if you can't be honest with who you are and what you've been through and blah da 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 da. It's like, can you ever really feel like, man, or really feel comfortable or really be honest with yourself about who you are?
Because truthfully, a lot of people become mannequins because of it. Absolutely. They let people move them.
Absolutely.
You dress how what people accept.
Yep.
So you're wearing these styles even though you might not like it because everybody says it's cool. Where like, I'm comfortable doing my own thing. Like, most of my clothes, everybody know I go to thrift stores. Like, and I got into thrifting just made it into a business, and like, it took off. Like, it's dope knowing I pay all my bills doing thrifting, but like, I wear the shit too. It's not me just doing the business. It's me like, hey, this is what I do. I'm gonna wear it too. Just like his business, like a lot of people, they'll create a business and not even support their own business.
Absolutely. Don't wear their own stuff, man. I'll
be like, you're out and about and you don't even.
Yeah.
How, like, I hate hearing about a clothing brand and the person don't have it on. Like, you're the one who makes it. Just wear whatever. Make 7 shirts.
As soon as I see that, I don't respect it. I can't.
Because you're not confident in your own shit. Like my jackets at the painting, I don't wear extra. I don't like wearing standout type shit.
Right.
Like everybody know, I like wearing black and white most of the time. I grew up wearing only black and white tees and stuff. And sometimes I'll wear like my painted pants and all that, but I don't like all that extra flashy shit.
Right.
So it's like that's why I don't make that for me.
Yeah.
But my kids like it, so my kids rock it, which is the same thing. It's just an extension of me. And I'm not gonna put my kids in some shit I don't like.
Right, definitely.
And it's like, that's another lesson too. Like, if you have kids with somebody and y'all can't agree or anything, stop giving such a fuck about clothes and all that. Like, let that kid go home in the fresh outfits with their dad. Let them go home with their mom in the fresh outfits and shit. Because it's not about y'all buying the clothes or anything like that. If your kid loves that outfit, let them wear it whenever they want to wear it. Like, a lot of y'all hold on to shit and you're like, I got all these fresh shoes. Yeah, because you held them at your house to only have your kid on the fucking weekends.
Right.
It's like, let your kid take them shoes with them. Wear them with outfits at their mom's house. Like, I hate that shit, man.
Absolutely.
Like,
sure.
This episode's mostly about, like, family and business.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I'm going to name it, something along the lines of family and business.
I wish we could have went in more on that. I ain't got time for it, but man.
There's a lot, but we don't got to go in it because, as I said, he has a book right now all about it.
Absolutely.
And I know, like, we didn't get too much on the book because we want you to read the book. If we tell you everything that the book is about, you're not going to go read it because you think you know what the book's about.
Absolutely.
And that's why, like, at the same time, I was like, well, is this? And you're like, you just got to read it.
You're
not outselling yourself. You're selling yourself the right way.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people think they know right away. Like, they'll read the back of the book and be like, oh, this is just all about this.
Right.
Because his book's not only going to just be about balancing your family and your business. It's going to give life lessons, too, throughout it. Like, we gave us few in this, telling people, like, what he had to go through to get to where he's at. But, like, it gives you more in-depth to know, like, not everybody's going to take the same failures. Yes, there's people that do blow up overnight. Yeah. With them same people, you see them years later struggling because they blew up overnight. They didn't get the structure. Structure is the most important thing in any business, any family, anything that you do, friendship. It doesn't matter. You need a structure, a mutual respect. What happened?
You gotta read the book. Oh my God. You gotta read it, man.
Told you, man. I'm like Dr. Phil with dreadlocks.
Absolute, man. I'm telling you, man.
See, the problem is, if this fly land on my head one more time, I swear to God.
This nigga is just going on.
I'm gonna get that fly gun.
Yeah, he coming.
That's because I'm sweating in this hoodie. He knows. He's like.
Yeah. He about to eat you out.
Niggas is wild. I don't know what goes on in your house.
He heard that last episode.
You know what happened?
Hey, look, the fly heard that last episode. He said, wait a minute. Let me show you something.
You know he is a snack. Oh man, but look, yeah, this is the wrap up. I hope y'all like this episode. I hope you take some gems for it, from it, not for it. Whatever you want to do with it, do with it. Yeah. But fucking, the main message is respect the people around you, respect your woman especially.
I show other rappers love cause I don't envy these niggas. I even tossed a couple plugs to bring Benjis to niggas. But they showed me who they was before they finished the business. So you can cancel that in those elementary raps. Now with my flannel at, I bring that Biggie energy back. I've been trying to keep it cordial, but like water and oil, me and bitch don't mix. I'm 10 toes for the loyals. My team legit and y'all switch cause you ain't come from the soil. I'm sending warning shots and then I'm on the blocks for fiends morning cop to make it more than hot. Motherfucker, this just a normal plot. But what we get into, if shit get physical, we break individuals and never speak in interviews about